Anybody who's lived in Alaska knows you have a wish list at the beginning of the year. It might be 100 items on that list of things you want to do. I want to photograph it in these places and these things. And at the end of the summer, you've maybe gotten 25% of them at most, which means 75% of that list has to be added on to next year's list. And then next year's list, of course, has new things on it. So what happens is your wish list, the longer you live here, the bigger it gets. You just never can accomplish it all. I've been to Point Hope 3 times in my lifetime as a photographer. And all 3 of those trips have been just absolutely fabulous. I find Point Hope the most fascinating place. Imagine it's a gravel pad jutting out into the Chukchi Sea. There's nothing, there's no trees, there's no vegetation, there's nothing but gravel. It's a gravel spit. And there's people living on that spit. They've been living there for thousands of years. And it's perhaps the longest inhabited community in the world, right here in Alaska. From an anthropological standpoint, that's amazing. And then to go out there, they talk about the whale and how important the whale is. And before they started bringing lumber up there to build houses, they fashioned everything out of the tundra and whale bones. They would dig holes in the tundra and they would store their whale meat down there so they could eat it year-round. They would take the whale bones and they'd stick them into the tundra, and they'd bring them together, and then they'd pile the sod on top of that. And they'd live in these sod houses that were extremely warm, extremely efficient, and this kind of a curved shape to them to where that you could heat them very easily. They basically lived 100% on whale meat. It was pretty meager existence, and yet they flourished for thousands of years doing exactly that. I was out there a couple of years ago during the whale festival. It was an incredible 3 days of dancing, blanket toss events, eating and cutting up and sharing the whale meat with the community, and people walking out with bags of whale meat. The rookie, the guy who catches his first whale, the captain, his boat gets cut up. It's traditionally, this beautiful boat gets all cut up. The hides are given to the elders, and the elders then take those and fashion boots and gloves and different things out of that. It's a tradition that the boat gets destroyed. It's a very humbling experience to watch this captain give his boat to the community, and for the community then to cut it up and give it to the elders. And to be able to see that, and to feel that emotion that goes with that, and to watch the elders receive these pieces and roll them up and walk away with them, I've got that. I've got it on the digital cards, but I've also got it here. Those kinds of experiences are hard to explain. I think that through photography, 50 years from now, they're going to be even more important.